Okay, I'm just going to give this a second. Hello, everyone. I'm just going to give this a second to see if anybody pops on and just try to get my live set up here. I've been struggling a little bit with the technology, unfortunately. I've been playing around with this since last night. It's not my strong suit, but anyways, you might just have to stare at these slides instead of my face today, which might not be a bad thing because it's 9:30 this morning and you don't necessarily need to see my face, but it just feels a little less personal. So anyways, just give me a quick second here. If you're joining in, say hello, because I would love to see if I can see comments. Yeah, say hello, guys, if anybody's joining in live. And I will get started in a minute. And like I said, I think you're going to have to look at the slides today. I'm trying a couple different things just because I can't get out to teach classes now in person, which is my favorite thing to do. So I wanted to teach a couple official classes online here. And I'm trying to find different ways to do it, whether I do it through my private Facebook group, which is what you guys have kind of gotten used to, a lot of you that are a part of that, or if I'm going to do it through my page so more people can join in. Anyways, I'm open to feedback, guys, because this is for you. So definitely, if you have feedback on what you prefer, let me know. And like I said, I'm going to try to continue fiddling around with the technology so that I can figure out a way that you can see the slides and my face, because I feel like this feels a little impersonal. So my apologies, but it is an awesome class and you guys have seen my face many times, so you don't really need to do that. Although I did brush my hair today, so I'm a little disappointed. Okay, let's get started, guys. Like I said, say hello. I think I see a couple of you guys joining in. I can see a couple little eyeballs. If I can't see your comments or respond, I will go back in after this is done and I will respond to them all. Please comment and ask questions. I love when there's interaction on these things. It's so much better than just talking to a computer screen. Also, side note, I'm here with my 3 kids on my own, so there could be interruptions, but I'll do my best to get through this without. Hopefully Noelle stays napping. And like I said, this is one of my all-time favorite classes to teach. It is our Healthy Habits class. And I'm excited to be able to teach this class because it's a little bit more than just talking about the oils. I spent a lot of time educating around the oils, especially in my private Facebook group. But this class is a little bit more in depth around the lifestyle and the simple habits that you can create on a daily basis that can have a massive impact. And so I think that's why I love teaching this class. And like I said, I think the big thing to take away here is it's about making small changes and not trying to do everything overnight. I know this because I experienced this for myself. Over the past 5 years, I have slowly incorporated habits and new routines with these oils and these products and with my health. It didn't happen overnight. And I've also helped hundreds of other women, well, mostly women, some men, do this as well. And so I know how powerful this can be. I know it can have a massive impact on your life. And I speak to you about that through experience and through experience of working with hundreds of other women around this. So we are going to be talking this morning about ways to feel better, look better. Who doesn't want to do that, even though we can't get out right now? And to really just live our healthiest lifestyle and just feel great within our bodies. Like I said, it's about the small changes that can have massive impact. And that really is the key. So let me just see here. Let me make sure I can get the slides for you. Okay. So for those that don't know, I got started with these oils about 5 years ago. And honestly, like I said, if someone had told me 5 years ago, hey, Sarah, 5 years down the road, you're going to be online talking about these products. You are going to have a community of amazing women. You're going to live in almost a completely toxic-free home. You're going to have a family that lovingly refers to you as their witch doctor, because you can come up with all sorts of concoctions that solve most ailments. Or if you said that I was a DIY champ, that I'd make my own laundry soap and hand soap, I would have thought you were crazy. All those things seem so far-fetched for me 5 years ago, and yet they are my reality now. So again, it really is not about making these changes overnight. It's about choosing one small habit after another, whether it's in regards to these oils or this lifestyle or anything in your life. Don't try to do it all overnight. Make small, little, consistent changes. And it doesn't have to be complicated. So often we say that, like, let's talk about not making health so complicated. It doesn't have to be, but consistency is important. And that's where these habits can come into play. I also think the biggest thing for me, not only in feeling better in my body and being more empowered as a mother and taking care of my children, this is what this lifestyle has done. It's also created a way of thinking and trust in my own body. And I think that has been such a major thing for me. So that, my friends, is why I'm so passionate around educating, not just about the oils, but about the lifestyle. Honestly, I say this often to people, I have no interest in selling an oil here or there. You know, you can do that retail. You can probably find someone that'll sell you the odd oil here or there, but really my interest is in empowering more women to trust their bodies, to trust themselves, and to learn a little bit more about the power that plant healing has. And that's what I'm passionate about. So with all that, let's jump into this. I'm going to try to keep this no more than a half an hour. Like I said, if I can't see your comments, then I will pop back in and answer them when I can. And don't hesitate to send me a message with any questions. I honestly, if someone is watching this that doesn't know me very well or isn't a part of our private Facebook group, I'm not here to ever pressure you to buy oils. I promise you that. I will always meet you where you're at. And if you're just curious, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. All right, guys, the purpose of this class, I've kind of already covered that, but we want to teach you that feeling amazing in your body doesn't have to be complicated. So like I said, consistent, yes, but not complicated. And like we know, the more complicated we make something, the less likely we're going to do that. Exercise is a great example for me. This is the area that I often struggle in. And I've always had this mindset that if I can't do a full hour of sweaty, intense workout, then it's not, then why bother? And I'm really trying to work on my mindset around that, because I know that that's not true. Actually, little small daily habits like I'm talking about. So guys, I'm not perfect here either. Little small daily habits can make a big difference. And so I'm really trying to switch my mindset around that. Even if I only have 20 minutes to do some stretching or yoga, or I only get out for a quick walk around the block with Noelle, or I only have time to do a couple push-ups and sit-ups, doing that consistently is going to make a big difference. And I'll tell you, I've got a challenge going on with one of my girlfriends where we're doing sit-ups, push-ups, and squats every day. 50 of each, so not huge, although some days it does feel like a lot. And I can't believe how much stronger I feel already after like 2.5 weeks. Push-ups were always such a challenge for me, and just consistently every day taking a couple minutes out of my day, because it really doesn't take very long to do. And so that's part of what we're talking about today. Number 2, I'm hoping at the end of the class you're going to feel more empowered to use some of these incredible tools. Many of you will already have a lot of these oils and a lot of these products. So this is really just encouraging you to ramp that up and create daily habits around them. Or some of you may be considering getting started, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a really cost-effective way at the end of this. And as I always say, I'm here to meet you guys where you're at with your budget, and what your health goals are. And last but not least, for those that are using the oils already, let this be more of a 201 class for you, how you can kind of take your health to the next level. So if you've been using a few oils here and there, and you're kind of curious now about maybe some of the other products and the lifestyle, this is going to be a great class for you guys. Okay, so let me ask you guys, how do you measure wellness? So everybody measures it a little different, right? We all have ways that we measure wellness. Some through, how our pants fit. I mean, honestly, that's a big one for me. I'm not big on stepping on the scale, although I know that is a benchmark for a lot of people. I hate weighing myself personally, but I know when I'm not feeling great from a weight perspective when my pants are too tight, right? That's why I try to throw on a pair of jeans every once in a while during this self-isolation stuff, just for a check-in. A lot of us measure it through the energy we have. That's a big one for me. If I'm feeling run down throughout the day, I know I'm not taking care of myself properly. So it's slightly different for everyone, but this is a really good starting place for you to do a quick, well-rounded assessment for yourself. So I want you guys quickly thinking. You might have your kids in the background. You might be trying to make breakfast or get some work done. But just pause for a quick second. I want you to look at this, and I want you to try to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 as to where you sit on this health pyramid. Okay, around nutrition, exercise, rest and harmony is like your sleep and your stress. Reducing synthetic exposure, this is your toxic load. This is paying attention to the ingredients in your products, the chemicals in your home. So this is a big one. Informed self-care. This is how good are you at doing things like this. This is informed self-care, tuning into a Facebook Live to learn more about taking care of yourself. How good are you at being proactive with your health care versus reactive? And then, of course, last is your proactive medical care, meaning there is absolutely a time and a place for you to seek out medical care. We're very lucky we live in Canada and have the healthcare system that we have, especially now, like all kudos to all the frontline workers right now. It's really is amazing. And so I don't want you to think for one moment that myself or even doTERRA is promoting the idea of alternative medicine. I'm doing air quotes. I wish you could see me. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about complementary medicine, complementary self-care. So the informed self-care is really the idea that 80% of the things that come up in your life, you should be able to deal with on your own with these products. With, your body being able to heal itself. It really is an amazing thing. But there's the 20% that, yeah, you do need to seek out medical advice. You do need to seek out synthetic drugs. And definitely I'm not talking today about, replacing that altogether. So this is kind of our total health pyramid that we refer to at doTERRA. So quickly go through each area and rate yourself. If you're brave enough to throw it in the comments, let us know which one do you need to work on the most. For me, huge exercise. I would say next for me is sleep and stress, or rest and harmony. Those are probably the two big ones that I need to work on. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick second to do that. Give it a thought. And let me know if, like I said, if you're brave enough, let me know what you want to kind of focus on. Let me know in the comments. And this is going to change all the time. I think the one thing to keep in mind is nothing is ever static. This is fluid. It's going to change. So just, pick where you are right now. So let's start. Actually, sorry, I can't go back. How do I go back here? Let's start with nutrition, because the bottom line, guys, is without healthy nutrition and food, it really doesn't matter what you do on the rest of the pyramid. That's why it's at the bottom. It's your base, it's your foundation. Eating right, nutrition is so, so important. And without that, you could do all the other things right, and you're not going to have a steady wellness pyramid, because that bottom piece is what your foundation is built on. So this is so, so important. And this has been a good learning for me, because this was absolutely me. I would have told you a number of years ago, if someone said, well, how do you feel you're doing on a healthy diet perspective, on a food perspective, I'd say I eat healthy, so I'm good, right? I've always paid attention to the food we bring into our homes. We eat a lot of organic. We eat a lot of fresh foods. I cook 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we are pretty good on that side of things. However, I really had to start to question this the more I looked into this. The reality is our food is very different than it used to be. It's grown different. Our soil is different. It's harvested differently. And even if you're growing, which most of us are not, even if you're growing 100% of your food in your garden, you're not getting the same nutrients that you used to get. There was a study done about the potato grown in the 50s versus now, and just the nutrients within it are very, very different. And so the bottom line is most of us are absolutely nutrient deficient in one way or another. Okay. I just spoke about some of our eating habits. They're really good. Now that's not everybody, and that's not to say if yours isn't perfect, this is maybe where you need to pick one or two things where you can start to build some healthy habits. And you're not alone, because between US and Canada, nutrition is the #1 cause of poor health. It's definitely a big thing, and it's because we live in a day and age where everything is so fast paced. And I think now that we're at home a little bit more, people are starting to maybe look at some of their eating habits and taking the time. I mean, I've read this thing that you can't buy flour anywhere because everybody's starting to make their own bread. That's kind of cool. Now, that might not be something that you can sustain when you go back to work and you have your crazy busy life again. But it's something to think about, like getting back to the basics in this regard. So anyways, point being, even if you're doing super, super good in this area, you are still probably somewhat nutrient deficient in one way or another. And this was a big realization for me. Okay, so I'm just checking here to make sure. Okay, I can see some of you. I've just pulled up my phone because I can't see comments. So I see Robin. Good morning. Thanks, Robin, for joining. I'm just going to keep my cell phone here because then I can see your comments, guys. This is the way I'm going to do it, because I hate not seeing the comments, and I hate that you can't see me. But anyways, hopefully you can hear me good. The other thing that I was going to mention here was, where am I? I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, okay. So like I said, most of us are somewhat nutrient deficient. And these are a lot of signs: lack of energy, fatigue, mood swings, irritability, joint discomfort, issues with your skin. So a lot of times I get people reaching out to ask about glowing skin. This is something I love to educate on because the oils are amazing for it. However, it does come down to a deeper rooted issue. If you're not taking care of your gut health or you're nutrient deficient, it's really hard for you to have that glowing skin and that great looking hair. So those are all signs of being somewhat nutrient deficient. And I think really, like I said, most of us are absolutely in one way or another. And that's why having a really good system as far as vitamins go is so important. And it really was not my thought, a couple of years back. I had always thought, well, if I was eating right, I don't need vitamins. I'll wait till I'm 80 to have one of those pill cases. Well, that's not the case. I have one of those pill cases now with all my supplements in it. And this to me is a non-negotiable. No matter what I do, no matter where I am, I take these vitamins on a very regular basis because I notice a massive, massive difference. And it impacts all areas of my life. When I got started on the Lifelong Vitality, which is the first one I want to talk about here, this is the trio. Drop in a comment if you guys have tried this trio. I'd love to hear who's on it, who's loving it, or let me know if you have questions. I'm not going to go into huge detail today because there's a lot of information I can share about these. If you want more information, I have a really good ebook that you can do a ton of reading. I always encourage people, do your own research. I did my research, and that's how I ended up using these vitamins. And I've used some other really high-end vitamins. And there are some other great ones out there. But in my opinion, there is nothing quite like these. They're quite unique. And I will tell you, I have been on high-end vitamins before, because you get what you pay for when it comes to vitamins. You can't, please don't just go out to Shoppers Drug Mart and buy a multivitamin, because it is for the most part going to be a huge waste of your money. Do your research, and yes, you're going to pay a bit for a good vitamin system. And I have been on a couple different ones, but it wasn't until I started this Lifelong Vitality that I noticed a huge difference. And that's one of the things that, 99% of the people that get started on these talk about, that difference that you actually feel. And for me, a big part of it was more energy, less crashes, less brain fog. I also noticed a huge difference in my skin, my hair, my nails, my digestion. But the biggest one for me was energy. And that's huge because, like we talked about with the rest of the pyramid, like exercise and sleep and informed self-care, if you don't have that energy or you're not feeling good in your body, it's really hard to do those other things. And that's why nutrition is at the bottom, is that base, right? So much so that doTERRA actually offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. Sounds like one of those cheesy infomercials, but it's true. You can try these for 30 days. If you don't notice a difference, you can return them and get your money back. That's how confident they are in this. And there's some really interesting research about this. I've heard a number of doctors talk about these vitamins, doctors that aren't even a part of doTERRA, about the unique ingredients in each of them. And one thing that always stuck with me is I heard a while back a doctor talking and saying, when you look at the unique ingredients, and also the bioavailability of these ingredients, because that's huge. If you were to go out to a health food store and try to buy the equivalent, you'd probably be spending $400 or $500, and you would have so many pills you wouldn't know what to do with. And so doTERRA has done an amazing job of putting that into your omega, your alpha CRS, and then your multivitamin. And it is an investment for sure. Like, you're talking about $100 for this pack. But like I said, you get what you pay for when it comes to vitamins. And if you were to try to go out and replicate this, you would be spending hundreds of dollars at a health food store. And I'm going to teach you at the end how you can get an even better deal with this if you're interested. Okay, so really quickly, without getting into too much detail about this, I want to just break down the three different products that come in the Lifelong Vitality. We have their Alpha CRS. The ingredients in here are really amazing and very unique in this product. It supports healthy cell function and cellular energy. So this is one of the big ones that I believe helps me with my energy levels. Also, unfortunately, as we age, things do start to slow down, and something called oxidization happens. And this causes us to age physically, like our skin elasticity. So unfortunately, wrinkles and skin not looking as tight and youthful, your metabolism slowing down, your joints aching. So this vitamin is essentially helping slow down that process. It's kind of like reversing aging in a sense. A lot of people talk about the Lifelong Vitality as a group of vitamins that makes them look and feel younger, which is pretty awesome. Who doesn't want that, right? Then the next thing is our multivitamin. So amazing. This vitamin, like I said, they're not all created equal. This has a balance of vitamins and minerals. It's in a whole food source form, very bioavailable, and it's going to help with everything from digestion to metabolism to cognitive function to immune. So that has been a huge thing. I know immune system is on a lot of people's minds right now. And I tell you, when I take my Lifelong Vitality, my immune system, I notice a massive difference as well. And if I forget to take them and I'm not as regular, say for a couple of weeks, I notice a huge difference. Okay. Now, last one in the Lifelong Vitality is your omega, guys. So I think everybody needs a good omega. So important to have one of these every day. It helps with your cardiovascular health, your bones, your teeth, your brain. So like I said, I'm not going to go into huge detail on this. This is a great one. It's a blend of marine and land sourced, very, very high quality. So it's super important to have a high quality version. The other thing that's very unique with all three of these is you're going to find different essential oils in each of them. And again, that makes it something that's really, really unique. So if you need any more information on those, because you're somebody that likes to do a ton of research, which I'm that person, so I totally get it. Just let me know and I'll send you the ebook. You can do some more reading or just ask me and I will help you answer any questions. Can someone just comment that you guys can hear me okay? I see this weird thing. It's like subtitles under the slideshow. I'm just hoping you're not having to read all this information and you can actually hear it. So Robin, if you're still watching or if there's anybody else watching, let me know if you can actually hear me. That would be amazing. Okay, so next, probiotic. Everybody needs a good probiotic. You kind of have to be living under a rock. No offense to not have heard about gut health. And if you haven't heard about gut health, that's okay. Maybe you are living under a rock, but it is really, really important. It impacts every area of your life, including your emotional health. A lot of people don't realize that a huge amount of your serotonin actually lives in your gut, not in your brain. And so this is everything, especially for a woman, this impacts everything from a hormonal standpoint, from a mood standpoint, from an immune standpoint. So, so, so important. So the doTERRA probiotic, very, very high quality. It's unique because it includes a prebiotic fiber and a probiotic. The prebiotic feeds the probiotic. And it's also done in a double layer veggie capsule, which is huge because that actually allows the live probiotic microorganisms to get to your gut, to get to where it's supposed to go. So again, not all probiotics are created equal. You really want to do your research because why spend all that money if it's not actually going to make a difference? So I love my probiotic. I usually take this about 20 days on, 10 days off. And those 10 days off, I then add my own natural probiotics such as sauerkraut. We just had a bunch of sauerkraut last night, kombucha, kimchi, things like that. So that's kind of my routine. And just so you know, side note, there's an amazing probiotic junior for kids that I think makes a huge difference for my kids' immune system. So Lifelong Vitality, I take every single day, that whole pack. Then I take a probiotic. I do 20 days on, 10 days off. I take that at night. A key, guys, in taking your vitamins, because this is hard for a lot of people to get used to, is have them out. Have them in a little health, or a little wellness station in your kitchen. Make it kind of pretty. We got rid of our microwave years ago. And that's where I put all my vitamins. It's right there by the coffee maker. So every morning when I go get my coffee, which is the first thing I do, I see all my vitamins there and I can take them. My kids have gotten into a great habit as well with taking their vitamins. And once you get into that habit, trust me, you're not going to break it because you're going to feel so good. But it does take a little bit of time. I will also tell you that doTERRA does this really nifty thing with the Lifelong Vitality that they include travel. You can buy it in a travel pack as well. So there's these little packets that you can take on the go. Not that I'm going anywhere right now, but back in the day when I was busy going places, I could throw a couple in my purse. So little habits like that make a huge difference. And I'm going to talk a bit about that with the oils too, because you have to have them out. You have to have them in places that you're going to see them and you're going to use them. Otherwise, you're wasting your money and your time. So that's part of these little daily habits that you can create for yourself. Okay, guys, ask questions if you have them. I can't see you, but I will jump back in. And I think there's a little delay. I'm kind of watching on my phone here and it looks like there's a bit of a delay. But anyways, hopefully this is going well. For all I know, maybe you're not even hearing me talk and I'll have to redo this. I love technology. Gone are the days where I could just be sitting in a living room talking to people. That's what I loved. Anyways, I'll get used to this. Okay, Terrazyme, last one that I want to talk about. These are the key supplements and vitamins that I recommend anybody to get started with. The Lifelong Vitality, your probiotic, and then Terrazyme. And Terrazyme was a game changer for me. It's a supplement that it's a whole food enzyme complex. So this helps with digestion of protein, fats, carbs, sugar, fiber. And really the best way to kind of envision this, the way I like to explain it, is it helps you get rid of the bad stuff. So if you're eating, fast food one night or pizza, it helps you get rid of that. And it also helps you absorb the good stuff. So it's kind of dual purpose in that way. It's very, very beneficial for anybody that has digestive issues or any sort of food intolerances. So for me, I've always been slightly lactose intolerant, this was a huge game changer. I take one of these every single morning, and then I will take an extra one or two if I know I'm maybe not eating so well, like if I'm eating out or fast food or something like that. This has made a big difference. I know a lot of people who this has made a huge difference for. But even if you don't have food tolerances, this is an amazing product to have because it's going to help with your metabolism. It's going to help you with healthy digestion and absorbing those key nutrients. So it pairs really nicely with your lifelong vitality for that reason. Also really good for things like skin and eczema. So that's been a huge one for me as well, for someone who gets used to get eczema and some psoriasis as well. Okay, so those are the parts of eating right and nutrition. Obviously, that also means eating as clean as possible, healthy diet. You can look into, your Dirty Dozen and your Clean 15. Go to the EWG Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. That'll tell you which products, if you can only pick a few, which products you should be eating organic and which ones you maybe don't have to worry so much about. Try to just make, your foods as often as possible. Cook in your kitchen, eat whole foods. It is very simple in a lot of ways, and yet it can be very difficult in a lot of ways too. But on top of that, having that supplementation is huge, especially when you don't have time to always be doing the right thing and eating 100%, which nobody really is. So that's the first part of this. I've spent a little extra time there. So we'll go through the rest a little bit more quickly. The next one is exercise. I've already admitted that this is the hard one for me. And I'm not the only one. Studies 6 out of 7 people are not moving their bodies enough. Only 7% of kids are actually getting enough exercise. This is wild to me. And monkey see, monkey do, right? If they're watching you live an active lifestyle, they're going to be much more apt to do that. And this has a big impact on things like our immune system, our energy, how we feel. But again, if you're not doing the right things on your nutrition level and having that energy, it makes it really hard to exercise. And I know that because I'm the worst person for making excuses around exercising. So couple little things, habits. There's lots of little habits that you can get into. You've got to know yourself. This is what I always say when it comes to exercise, know yourself. I'm not somebody that loves to go to a gym or sit down in the basement and pump iron for an hour. It's just not what I love to do. I'm social. I love a class. I love a good yoga session. I love getting outside. So if I do more of that, I'm going to be more apt to exercise and move my body. And like I said, I've really started to shift my mindset around just doing a little something every single day, even if it's just a couple push-ups or sit-ups, even if it's just a walk around the block, it's something. And doing things like putting your shoes out by the front door, having your shoes sitting in the living room with your workout outfit. I've done that before and it stares at me until I'm like, oh, I better go put it on and do this because now I'm feeling guilty. So whatever works for you. The way some of our products can support is we have some amazing essential oils that can be very, very energizing, that can help for a workout, as well as something called Deep Blue that's amazing for the recovery after your workout. So things like, well, I'll quickly mention just a couple of the oils because I'm not going to go into those in detail, but things like peppermint and breathe are amazing to motivate you into getting out and doing a workout. Breathe on your chest before a run or a yoga session. Peppermint, just a little bit on your pulse points behind your ears. Take a big inhale and boom, you've got an instant boost to energy. So that's a really nice thing to do. Get in the habit of doing that. So, all right, I'm going to go for a workout. Before you can talk yourself out of it, smell that peppermint and boom, go for it. Motivate's another one that I really like to use to try to help me get out there and actually move my body. Um, and Deep Blue, which you can see here on the screen, is an amazing post recovery, post workout for sore muscles, achy joints. It is one of our top selling products. It's amazing. I know it's for a lot of people, this is the product that kind of gets them interested in doTERRA because it's really well known, especially in the sports industry. A lot of, you know, well-known sports people, NFL, things like that, have talk about using Deep Blue because it doesn't just provide that burning, tingling sensation like Tiger Balm maybe does. It actually feels like it gets in on a deeper level and really works at relieving any sort of pain or muscle discomfort. So I've used this many, many, many times. I've just started running again since having Noel, and my knee gets a little sore, my IT band, and I'll put this on, massage it in, and I'll feel perfectly fine the next day. I had a kink in my neck the other day, put this on a couple times, and boom, it's gone. So this is an awesome one to have on hand and to support you in, moving your body on a regular basis. And then the other big thing, guys, hugely important aspect of your health is your water intake. You guys know this. I don't have to dwell on it. Everybody knows this. And there's little things you can do. There's different apps that can remind you, have your water bottle. If you could see me right now, I would show you my massive water bottle that I have. You will always see me with this water bottle. I do not leave home without it. I do not leave almost any room in the house without it. I'm constantly drinking from it. So have your water bottle available. Pick out order a cute one that you like to have around. And then the other thing is add 1 or 2 drops of your citrus oil into your water. This makes a huge difference. First of all, it tastes better. It's not boring water, but it also is really good at providing cleansing properties internally. And it's going to make a big difference for you. So I always tell people, if there's one thing you're going to do, look at increasing the intake of your water and adding 1 or 2 drops of lemon to your water bottle. Make sure it's a metal water bottle, not plastic, because oils don't do well in plastic. And you can have a massive water bottle and 1 drop will go a long, long way. I am going to take a sip of my water now that we're talking about this. Okay, so we know moving body is important. Next is rest and harmony. Otherwise, stress and sleep. That's what I like to refer to it as. So sleep deprivation affects so many things, says the lady that has a 4-month-old and is almost 40. I forget what it's like to be up with a newborn all the time. However, I'm pretty lucky. She's not that bad compared to my second. I was so unbelievably sleep deprived with Sam. And it impacted everything. It impacted my mood, our relationship between Jeff and I, my weight management, my immune system, just everything. And so sleep is so, so important. And I know I don't need to tell you guys that. You guys know that. If you've ever lacked sleep, you know what an impact it can have in your life. So the oils can be a huge support in this area. And there's so many different oils that can help with this, but the 2 I just want to talk about quickly are lavender and balance. So lavender is kind of like your Swiss Army knife of oils. It is amazing. It can be used in so many different ways, but adding a few drops to your bath before bed, with some Epsom salts, rubbing it on the back of your neck or your temples, rubbing it on your feet before you go to bed, popping it in a diffuser. Lavender has the ability to calm the chatter in your mind. That's my favorite thing about lavender. So we use this with the kids. I use this with Noel. I use this in our bedroom. I love pairing it with cedarwood. So I always say lavender calms the chatter. Cedarwood allows for you to stay asleep longer. So this is a big one. And also, we're going to talk in a minute about reducing toxic load. Your lavender is amazing for any skin care issues. So any sort of rash, eczema, psoriasis, any sort of a bug bite, a bee sting, I could go on and on. Lavender can be used for all those different things because it's very, very soothing to the skin. Also very good to give your skin a really nice glow with an oil cleansing, which I talk about lots. And then the other one that I just quickly wanted to mention here that is a fan favorite is Balance. I mean, just look at the oils in this. Spruce, Howood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, osmanthus. It's a beautiful oil. And it's specifically known to support with the emotional side of things. So if you're feeling stressed or anxiety, applying this to your pulse points or on the bottom of your feet in Epsom salt bath, you can diffuse it. A really nice way to start your day, a really nice daily habit is putting Balance on the bottoms of your feet before you start the day. It's also really nice during a yoga session. There's this, you'll have heard this before. It's called bookending your day or bookending, or no, what is it? I have to think. Yeah, bookending your day. So you start your day with a little habit and you end your day with a little habit. And even if you just do this, this can have a huge impact. I love Balance on the bottoms of my feet to start the day. To end my day, I love using certain oils to cleanse my face and give my face that glow. I also love diffusing my lavender and cedarwood before bed. So again, think about little habits that you can bookend your day with, and that will make a huge difference. All right, reducing synthetic exposure. All of these topics I could spend a whole hour on. I won't. I'm going to try to wrap it up soon because I've already talked longer than I planned. But this deserves its own class, and I have done classes on this many, many times. I talk about DIYs. I talk about cleaning up your home, cleaning up your beauty routine. But just to mention really quickly here, I think it's very important for people to start to become aware of this. That's the biggest thing, is just becoming aware. 5 years ago, I would have never thought about checking the ingredients on my lotion or my shampoo or my toothpaste or my deodorant. I paid a lot of attention to ingredients and labels on food, but not so much on products. And the air in our home is up to 5 times more toxic than the air we breathe outside. And this is because of the things that we bring into our home. And really, guys, as women, I'm probably talking to mostly women here, we have a lot of control over that. So we have the ability to pick and choose what we're bringing into our home. And so start to pay attention to this. Also, especially as women, and when we get talking about hormones and things like that, which again is a whole nother class that I like to teach, we expose ourselves to hundreds of synthetic and toxic ingredients through our beauty products. So this is a big one. And this is something I love to teach on. So if you specifically are interested in this topic, reach out to me. I can do a quick one-on-one coaching session with you. I can add you to our private Facebook group where I do a lot of educating on this, because this is something that I feel very strongly about. Now, for the purpose of this class, I'm just going to talk very, very high level, where some of the essential oils that you can use if you just want to get started along this, this journey of living in a toxic-free home, removing synthetic chemicals from your home. The one thing I would encourage you to do is pay attention to which products you have that include fragrance. Any fragrance. It could say natural fragrance, and it's still a bit of a crock. You don't want to be bringing fragrance into your home. This one word can hide up to over 1,000 different chemicals. They don't actually have to label the chemicals if they put the label fragrance on there. So this is huge. So if there's one thing you start paying attention to, that would be it. Cleaning products is a really easy way to get started. And man, we live in a day and age where this really is easy now. There are some amazing companies out there doing amazing things with cleaning, Norwax being one of them with their awesome claws. My favorite oils to use for cleaning are On Guard and lemon, and it can be that easy. If you're somebody that says, hey, I'm not a DIY person, I don't like making things, I totally get you. I don't either. But when you talk about filling a bottle like that up with water, a few essential oils, and a splash of vinegar, and that's it, That is super cost effective. It is so effective from a cleaning perspective. In fact, there's been some amazing studies done on On Guard, comparing it to many other cleaning products or things like Clorox wipes and all that jazz. And On Guard has the ability to not only kill the bacteria, but keep bacteria from coming back, which is very, very unique. So there's some cool PubMed studies and things like that that you can always check out. So this is one way that you can start removing the synthetic ingredients from your home, is with just a few oils. And I'm only talking about cleaning right now, but there's so many other things. Like I already talked about lavender. We're going to talk about frankincense in a minute. Just those two oils can replace many of your beauty products as well. So that was something that I was so excited about when I got involved with the oils, was that I wasn't just adding another product to my shelf. I was replacing items, which was allowing me to actually save money in the long run. That's actually what got my husband, ears perked up when it came to using the oils. He kind of liked the idea of that. Okay, so I talked about lemon as an amazing cleaning agent. A few drops of lemon can remove any stubborn, sticky residue. It's like Goo Gone. You can add it to a spray bottle to clean tables, countertops. I love adding a couple drops to my dishcloth so it doesn't get stinky, and it's very good at fighting bacteria. You can add it to your hand soap. Or just diffuse to help clean the air in your home. That's really important right now, keeping your air quality good, and just diffusing lemon can do that. And then On Guard. This is like a go-to oil for most people that have been involved in doTERRA or that have been using the oils. I'm sure many of you use this oil. It is your immunity oil, your protective oil. It is amazing. Like I said, even if you're just diffusing this to clean the air in your home, to help keep germs at bay, but you can also use it for cleaning. You can also use it in like a million different DIY projects that are super easy to do, like hand soap and laundry detergent. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Plus, it just smells amazing. Okay, so some of the differences between cleaning or using synthetic products versus doTERRA oils. Like I said, you really do end up saving money. You've got something like 285 drops in a bottle, and 1 or 2 drops go a long way. And you don't have to worry about your kids licking the table or, God knows what else they're doing, because you're cleaning with something completely natural. And for me, that peace of mind is huge. All right, we're starting to wrap up here, guys. I'm always talking longer than usual, and I hope it wasn't too impersonal with just seeing the slides. Like I said, I don't love that, but I will try to figure it out next time. Informed self-care is basically what you guys are doing now. You're listening to a class on healthy habits and taking care of yourself. This is so important. We need to learn to trust our bodies a little bit more than I think we have in the past. We are told, I think we're taught almost at a young age, that we need to look outward to know how we feel, in a sense. We look towards our doctor, and not to say that there aren't times, like I said in the beginning, there are absolutely times that we need to look towards our doctors, especially now, and they're doing amazing things. But I think we need to look within ourselves first, and that's what informed self-care is. Informed self-care is about being proactive. I will tell you that 80% of the things that come up in our home in regards to healthcare or little ailments, we can deal with in our home. I can be very empowered to deal with, a little cough, a fever, a common cold, just with the products and my trust in myself and how empowered I feel in using these products. That's informed self-care. And one of the best oils for this is frankincense. Frankincense is your king of oils. It is the oil that really supports your overall health. It supports all systems within your body, whether you're taking a drop under your tongue, Whether you're using it on your skincare for glowing skin, like I like to do, whether you're using it for emotional support or during yoga and meditation, it's a very amazing oil to use every single day to support your self-care. There's many other oils that you can use to support your own informed self-care, but this is just one of the most powerful oils out there, and can be used in so many ways. So guys, and then last, I don't really go into this, but on the top is the proactive medical care. And just to reiterate, I think especially because the times that we're in right now, I'm not saying that it's not important from time to time to reach out to your doctor. It absolutely is. Like I always joke and say, hey, if I get hit by a car, please don't try to bring me to my oils. Please bring me to the hospital and let them treat me. We're really good at treating acute things, trauma. I listened to this panel of doctors talk a while back, and it really hit me because the one doctor said, hey, you know what? We are really good at knowing about disease and illness. We're not so great at talking about health. And that really struck me because I thought, yes, that's where we come in, is for us to be more proactive in our health, to trust ourselves a little bit more, take care of ourselves, create these daily little habits. Start now. Pick one or two things. And I have a great suggestion for you in a minute. Make small steps, make better choices, create those daily habits, and just start living a healthier lifestyle. And trusting yourself a little bit more. Like I said, that makes a huge difference. Okay, what I want to tell you guys about, one of the reasons I wanted to jump on and do this today, it wasn't the most convenient time, but it is timely because we are launching on Monday an awesome program. But before I mention that, really quickly, the first thing is if you want to be a part of this program on Monday, or if you want to start experimenting with this lifestyle, the first thing you want to do is get these products. And doTERRA has bundled the products up together to give you a really, really good price. So like I said, the Lifelong Vitality Pack alone is almost $100. Your frankincense is almost, close to $100. This $250 for this whole package is going to make a huge difference. It also includes your wholesale account for future purchases. So you get 25% off all future purchases. You get the same price that I pay for. You also get our community. So I have a private Facebook community, which is amazing. And you really get supported every step of the way. So it's not just about buying these products and then not really understanding exactly how to incorporate them. This was just the tip of the iceberg. That's what I'm here to do. I'm a certified coach. I love coaching people and creating these healthy habits and creating a lifestyle that they love. So that's a big part of what I offer. So there's a couple different people that might be listening to this. You might be brand new and have never used an oil in your life. And maybe this is how you get started. It's an amazing time to do that. And I am offering for the next 24 hours, if you do decide to get started for the first time with this kit, I am going to throw in a free diffuser for the first 5 people that enroll. This is a pretty big promotion. I am just offering it through myself privately, but I wanted you to have a diffuser with this kit because in my opinion, that's the only thing this kit is missing. So if you're brand new and you're kind of thinking you're ready to get started, maybe this kit isn't exactly what you want. There are other options. We can customize things for you. And I'm going to throw in a free diffuser only for the first 5 people. So DM me if you have a couple more questions or if you want to see what that might look like. If you're somebody that's already using the oils, and that's going to be probably the majority of you watching this, if you want to just add a couple of these products, order them today so that you can then participate on next week in our Healthy Habits program that's completely free for our community. And it's going to go into a much deeper dive on actually creating these daily habits. It's a 21-day coaching program. Here it is, that you would pay quite a bit of money for, and we are offering this to you for free. It's really awesome. We have a Facebook group. It's an amazing community. If you're watching this at a much later date, we always have this program available. It's just not live. So it's actually going live as of Monday, May 11th. You're going to receive an ebook. You're going to receive, this idea of creating a 21-day ritual renovation. And it's just an awesome program. So this is part of why I wanted to teach this class quickly today, was I want you guys to be a part of this program. If you have these products, if you're using the oils, sign up. Let me know. I've linked it into my private Facebook group. I will link it here as, actually, no, I won't link it here as well because this is public. So it really is only for those that are using the oils within our group, within our community. So I'll keep it in my private Facebook group. But if you're watching this and you're not part of that group, let me know and I can add you. Or send me a DM. I'm happy to answer any questions. Okay, guys, I think that's it. I went longer than I planned, which is always what I do. I wish I could see your faces. I'm going to say stop sharing. Let's see if that actually allows me to see you guys. No, I'm not sure I can actually see you, but either way, that's okay. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Oh, I see a couple comments here.